Hi everyone, welcome to science class today. I am going to do a science experiment with you guys today, and it's called Make a Rain Cloud in a Jar, or I like to call it Cloud Shaving Cream Experiment. So they're both the same, they have different names, but they're both the same experiment. So let's get started. What I first wanted to do is I wanted to go through all of the materials that I gave you in your packet, or that I emailed you. And the first one is the science experiment overview. And what it basically is, it's just telling you step by step what you can do with your child during the experiment. And at the end it says, if you don't have the materials that you need for the experiment, or your child doesn't want to do the experiment with you or not cooperating, that's okay. Let them watch the video and just go through the steps with them while watching or listening to the video, okay? So that's that. My counter's a little wet. Gotta make sure that it's clean. Okay, the next thing that I gave you was the experiment itself. So it's gonna tell you what to do during the experiment, all right? The next thing that I gave you was the scientific method packet, and this is really important. I would keep this out at all times when you're doing this experiment so you can reference back to the scientific method and what to do for each step. But I also gave you a packet with a page for each step that you need to do. They have observe, which is wonder, ask questions, discuss what materials are needed for the experiment. The next is predict, what your child thinks is going to happen during the experiment. The next one is explore, to actually do the experiment itself. And then the last is check, to check to see if your prediction was correct. And if it wasn't correct, that's okay. But we're just going to mark what actually happened, okay? So let's do the science experiment itself. So what we need to do first is the first step of the scientific method, which is observe. Observe is wonder, ask questions, describe the materials needed for the experiment. What do we need? So on this this step, I just want you to let them listen to me going over the materials, and when I do say an item, maybe have them point to it. You could even cut out the pictures and have them grab the picture and tell you what I'm saying. So when I say shaving cream, they pick up the shaving cream or point to the shaving cream picture, okay? If they don't want to, then that's fine. Let them just listen to the video, okay? All right, so what do we need? We need shaving cream. We need a small glass. We need a medium-sized glass. We need a straw. We need blue food coloring, or any kind of coloring, food coloring. Honestly, I picked blue because it kind of looks like rain, so that's kind of why I picked it. And the last thing that we need is water. So the next step that we need to do is the second step of the scientific method, which is predict. And predict means plan and predict what is going to happen. So what will it do? Will it explode? Will nothing happen? Or will water fall? So let them choose which they think is going to happen. And it doesn't matter if it's right, it doesn't matter if it's wrong. It just matters that they actually do it, okay? So after predict, we're actually going to do the experiment itself. So on this step of the scientific method, explore, experiment, touch, feel, look, listen, and taste. So we have look, listen, taste, feel, and smell. And not every experiment is going to be the same. You're not going to be able to do every single thing that it says that you should do. Like this one, please do not taste it. It's not, you shouldn't taste it. It wouldn't taste good, and it's probably not good for you to taste. So don't taste this experiment, but you can look at it. You can try to listen to it to see what happens. You can feel it, and you can smell it, okay? So let's do the experiment itself. I am going to look at the experiment while I am talking about it. So first it says in a small cup, we need to put water. And I'm only gonna put a little bit of water. I'm not gonna put a ton. I've already done this experiment and I've kind of worked out the quirks in it. So I'm only gonna put a little bit in, and I'm gonna just put a few drops. Okay. And I'm going to swish this around. I'm gonna leave the straw in the small cup because I don't want to make a mess on the counter. So I'm just gonna leave it in there because we're gonna need this later anyways. So the next step is to put the water in the taller glass about 3/4 the way up. That might be a little more, but that's fine. Okay, the next part is the shaving cream. So let me put some shaving cream in. Okay? If you don't have it all the way around the glass, just kind of use your finger, use a spoon, use a knife, use a fork, whatever you want to use. I just use my finger because it's the easiest. And then, so now let's talk about this for a second. This experiment is to try to show you how rain goes onto clouds and makes it actually rain on Earth. So the water in the tall glass is actually supposed to be air in our atmosphere. So the air that we have in our world, on Earth. The shaving cream is supposed to represent the clouds that we have, that you see up in the sky. That's the clouds. And then this colored blue water is supposed to be the rain. All right? So now let's actually do the experiment. So let's see what is going to happen when I put the dyed blue water onto the shaving cream. All right, ready? And then you're just gonna keep doing it until you start to see something happen. Okay, I'm just gonna keep doing it. Keep doing it. You can see the clouds are getting heavier. It's kind of what happens when rain builds up. See, is anything up? You see? You see there's some blue underneath the clouds? So I'm gonna keep going until I see more. And then make sure when you're doing this, go everywhere on the shaving cream. Don't just leave it in one spot. So then you can really see what happens. Oh, I see some stuff happening. Ooh, the clouds are getting heavier. Ooh. You can see there's more and more blue rain coming out from under the clouds. That's kind of what happens, right? And the more and more it goes, then it's going to start raining. Oh. The more and more I put, the heavier the clouds get. More rain, it's gonna start raining. And then, so you can see the dark blue coming. See that? Let me keep going. It keeps going. All right, look at that. It's looking good. It's going. So it might take you quite a bit to finally see the rain happening. Oh, yeah, I see. And then I think that's good. I'm gonna leave that. You can see. And then just because I want to see what happens when I put the dye straight on it because it's heavier. So this would be like when you have really heavy rain or big droplets. Okay, let's see what happens. Going. Oh, there it is. You can see. Here comes the rain. There it comes. Oh man. And there it goes. That's cool. That was a cool experiment. So remember, this water down here acted like the air on Earth. The shaving cream was the clouds, and then the dye in the water, dyed water, was the rain. And the more I put on the clouds, the heavier the clouds get, and that it can only hold so much, and when it gets too much, then the rain starts going through the clouds. So, the last step of the scientific method is check, review, and make reflections. So what did it do? Did it explode? Did nothing happen? Or did water fall? Or did it rain? So everyone should be picking what actually happened. And what happened? The water fell. It rained, didn't it? So that is the end of our experiment. There's our rain. Looks pretty cool, huh? And our clouds. And that is it for today. So I hope you enjoyed the experiment, and I hope you come back and see another one soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye.